This video was originally gonna be about not safe for work backgrounds on us, but since I've been away on my annual vacation for the past month, a lot has transpired within the OS community. First, there was the Yusomi silence for an NSFW background, Miss Magius coming out with grooming claims, then the domino effect of a lot of people sharing their stories and Peppy releasing alterations to the current terms of service in order to provide better protection for people who suspect or are being groomed by players or staff members. Seriously, if you find yourself feeling or relating to any of these new terms of service, do not hesitate to get help. Peppy and Ephemeral are going to be the only people who will be reviewing your case in what they say will be a completely anonymous process. The first thing I'll go over are the NSFW backgrounds and how they've been mismanaged since the dawn of the game. The thing that drew me towards this issue was this tweet about Yusomi getting silenced over a background that was apparently not safe for work. After looking at it, it was pretty apparent as to why it's NSFW, and I cannot shake the feeling of this being a bait tweet just to complain about staff, especially because Yusomi is known for having extremely NSFW backgrounds in the past. Long story short, Yusomi uploaded a map with pseudo NSFW content, a GMT saw it after a few months, deleted it and gave out the silence that was long, too long IMO, without warning Yusomi. Yusomi complains about it on Twitter and arguing ensues. Both parties made mistakes on their end, but that was just the beginning of even more issues. Miss Magius is a very well-known member of the game, being a prominent mapper in the earlier days of the game and a member of the game for 12 years now. It's safe to say that they've seen a lot of shit. Recently they came out with accusations against another old member of the game, and afterwards the player got restricted, confirming the accusations as true. This started a domino effect of several other people telling their stories and getting these bad actors out of the game, hopefully permanently. A few days after Miss Magius' story became widely known, Peppy came out with a terms of service change that I mentioned at the start of the video. The most recent issue came up after an OS content creator going by Binfi got a silence for off-platform content. More specifically, they had NSFW content of some of their tweets and they got silenced for it. The problem, so to speak, is that the NSFW content was available through their OS profile because their Twitter was linked on it. Some users complained about this reaching way too far just to further push their moralist agenda, which was just dumb. However, the rule, although unwritten and often not enforced, has existed for a long while. Back in 2017, Donsday got silenced for the same reason during the peak of the Rohawk drama for retweeting a bunch of Rohawk-related tweets that were NSFW, and one of the GMTs saw that and silenced him, prompting the "well, they did it too, why are they not punished for it?" stance from Donsday and the community, specifically with one top player retweeting and posting NSFW content and having their Twitter linked on their profile without any repercussions, after which they got warned to remove it from their profile, but Donsday served his punishment in full. In Binfi's case, I think that the silence was completely justified, as users should be responsible on what the links on their page lead to, whether it be Twitter or other platforms, and excuses like "the author did not mark the content as sensitive, therefore it's not my fault, it's on my timeline" are not valid, to name one of the responses from a community member. A friend of mine suggested that there should be a one-click policy, which I interpreted as basically not linking to anything that's directly leading to NSFW content, or something that would proxy the user over to NSFW content, for example Twitter profiles. But you shouldn't punish the user if they have a compliant page with a reference to a different page that contains NSFW content and it's transparently stated so. Overall, the OS community has had a lot of troubles recently in regards to NSFW content, and the now well-known revered opinion of the game having a lot of issues with pedophilia and the lack of ability to keep NSFW content out of the game, even causing internal arguments within the OS staff team that went public, causing Ephemeral to take a break from his community managing until he can get his bearings back and set the record straight internally. Hopefully the staff are going to start taking the NSFW issue seriously and start dishing out serious and long-lasting punishments for breaking these rules.